First one is an idiom. Come out of the closet means to admit to your family, friends, or the public after a period of secrecy that you are homosexual. Next, be closet with means having a private meeting with. For example, the president is closeted with his advisors. Next, fancy yourself. Many used in UK has a meaning of disapproving, means to think you are very attractive or important. For example, that David really fancies himself, doesn't he? Next is also an idiom. Fancy somebody's name, mainly used in UK, means to think that someone is likely to succeed. For example, I don't fancy his chances of getting his novel published. Next, passing fancy means something that you like very much for a short period. For example, for me, parachuting was no passing fancy. Next, take a fancy to something or somebody means to start liking something or someone very much. For example, Lauren has taken a fancy to Japanese food. Next, take or tickle your fancy is informal. Means if something tickles your fancy, you like it and want to have it or do it. For example, I looked in a lot of clothes shops, but nothing really tickled my fancy. Next, flap around. Means to behave in a very nervous and excited way. For example, stop flapping around. Next is an idiom. Be back in harness. Harness means to have returned to work after being away for a period of time. Next, in harness with means working together to achieve something. Next, mental picture is a picture in one's mind. For example, she had a mental picture of how the house would look like when they finished decorating it. Next, rapture yourself. If you rapture yourself, you break apart the wall of muscle which keeps your stomach and your bowels in place, usually by lifting something too heavy. Last one. Pour or heap scorn on something means a very strong feeling of no respect for something. For example, why do you always pour heap, scorn on my suggestions? Means why do you always show no respect for my suggestion?